Yeah, we back. I'm here. I'm in the building. I stared the devil in the face and I beat him. All right, y'all, I'm in the building. Just sharing the show. Missed y'all over the last couple of weeks. We're going to talk about it and get into it. I'll let you know what happened. I'm ready to hit the button. Been a long time. Once again, it's The Real Discussion with Rock Logic, Gary Fax, Robin, Rocky D, Baba T's in the house. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, y'all. I was off the grid for a second, and I'm going to play a video to show y'all what happened to me. Make sure you share the show, share. Yes, I'm on Facebook because Baba T's leaving, and I know a lot of its people are on Facebook. I'm on YouTube, and I'm on Twitch. So we're getting it done today. A lot of developments happened since the last time Baba T was here. Big things took place, and his time in the United States was very, very productive. Rocky D's head is in the way. Thank you. We got Rocky's head out of the way. Make sure you share, y'all. Come on, man. And on the YouTube page, make sure you guys subscribe to Groovy Track. All right. Man, I missed y'all, man. It's been like 2 weeks we haven't been on. I missed my birthday party at Maria Davis. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Shit went left. Thank you for the like. Appreciate you. Where's my chat bot? There it is. Let me see something. Make it bigger. Hey, Hilly, what's up? I saw you in the chat. Hillary's in the house. Let me see if I could make your chat bigger. And we can see it on the screen. Let's see. With in the Heights. A little bigger. Yeah. We're here, y'all. Yeah, make sure you put your chat up. You can see it on the screen. That's the new feature we got going on, and I'm done. Turn on everybody's microphones. Robin, you in the house?
I am. Hello.
Rocky D, you in the house?
Yeah.
Gary Sachs, you in the house?
Yo.
Word up. So I want to wish everybody a happy Friday. And once again, we've been off the air for a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things happened. Unfortunately, the last show that we were on, we realized that we had a little bit of a COVID outbreak that happened. And, the COVID thing didn't happen in the studio. It happened actually at home, actually, is when it actually happened. And unfortunately, Rocky had tested positive for COVID that Wednesday. He took a test, and that Friday, actually, he tested positive while we were upstairs eating dinner. And then, for those who don't know, Rocky lives with me. So that Saturday, then I tested positive for COVID. Robin never tested positive for COVID. I don't know what she's got going on.
How it's going on?
That's impossible. But I got caught with the COVID bug, and I thought it was over. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? I'm dead. This is it. COVID's gonna kill me. I'm finished. It's over. But what actually happened is the way that I dealt with it was as soon as I realized that I was sick, that I tested positive. As soon as I realized I tested positive, I immediately ran out and got all the stuff that was necessary to combat this thing. Because there's not a whole lot you can do once you get COVID, right? Once you get COVID, it's kind of like getting a flu. You just got to kind of deal with it, right? So I made some onion, garlic, cayenne pepper, and what's that other spice? Turmeric. I did that. Soup, right? I did vitamin D. I did zinc. I brought a shitload of, what was that stuff we brought? Pedialyte. A bunch of Pedialyte for the electrolytes and all that stuff. And I actually have a video of it, actually.
Oh, you got an oxygen tank, too.
And I had an oxygen tank. Yes, I did.
I remember that.
I brought the oxygen tank out of my closet, and I had everything. And the worst part of it, I guess, was on the second or third day, and I brought one of those pulse ox. I brought that so I could watch my oxygen levels and my heart rate, and a thermometer.
The blood pressure.
And the blood pressure cuff. So I could see everything that was going on.
He had a hospital in his house.
I basically had a hospital in my crib, so I was ready to go. There was nothing they were going to do for me in the hospital that I couldn't do for myself. So I immediately kind of hunkered down, and I started the vitamin, herbs, and soup therapy, and I was able to pull through. And on days 2 or 3, my O2 sat dropped below 94, went down to about 89, and I was having a little bit of difficulty breathing and focusing, right? Because if your brain's not getting oxygen, you're having some problems focusing. So I put on an oxygen mask, got my oxygen saturation back up to about 99, took the mask off, then it dropped back down to about 80, about 80, 45.
Scary.
Yeah, and then I put it back on. 84, 85, I got to tell you, it's a difficult time for you to breathe. It's and you're very confused and you're very agitated because you can't get enough oxygen.
Right.
So I put the tank back on, put the mask on, got it back up to 99, sat with the tank on for about 45 minutes, and then after that, then I stabilized, and then I didn't have more problems.
Is there still oxygen in that tank?
Yeah. and I got 2 more. And I got 2 more joints just in case. If you need an oxygen tank, call me. I'll fight COVID with you. You know what I'm saying? I'll send you a tank.
Now, what was the most funny thing about this whole scenario?
Oh, the funniest thing about the whole scenario, I don't know. Well,
what's the ironic thing about it?
The irony was, I don't know, shopping with Rocky was kind of funny, actually, because when we went to go get the Pedialyte, Rocky's like, "No, you can get this cheaper Pedialyte. It'll be a couple hours," and I was like, "Nah, bro, I don't play when it comes to health, baby. And then I went and brought all the Pedialyte out of the drugstore.
That
like
was
I
funny
brought
as shit. Yeah, that was funny.
I brought all that shit. I was like, I'm gonna
wasn't
need
even
that.
talking about that.
Oh, what was the funny? What was the funny? What was the
Funniest thing was
What?
Rocky's like twice jabbed, like 3 times.
Right. He's triple
Oh
vax.
yeah.
And you, sir.
Right, yeah, it ain't happening like that.
That
You were
pissed me off.
unvaccinated.
Right.
Rocky got COVID first.
Right.
I was tight.
And, and then you caught COVID.
Right.
And you were unvaccinated.
Yeah.
And you lived. Because, the
And I actually
misconception
lived.
is
that if you're not vaccinated, you're gonna die.
No, but see, my thing is, now this is I'm confused about this whole thing. All right, so let's
lot
say
of
for
people
instance, I get all 3 shots. All of a sudden, boom, I get COVID. Now I go to a restaurant. I go into the restaurant. I sit down at the restaurant. Excuse me, sir, you can't eat here unless you have a card. Okay, I whip out my card. Here's my card. Boom, but I have COVID. So I'm like, so damn if you do, damn if you don't.
well,
Now-
they're not asking if you have COVID. They just ask if you have the card.
That's all they wanna know.
Yeah, but the thing is, yeah,
They don't give a fuck if you got COVID.
They
want that
it
money.
Doesn't matter. So I'm like, what the hell?
They're like, we'll give you some soup.
No.
Right, there
they
was
don't
irony
care.
in that.
They really don't
No,
care.
no, that-
So
I'm like,
I made a video of my COVID experience for y'all to see. I planned on doing the video from the bed when stuff was happening, but I'm gonna tell you, I didn't have the fucking energy. So
Here's COVID boy.
COVID boy, I couldn't do it. So
COVID boy makes his debut on the
here's
real
video.
discussion.
COVID boy makes a debut, and here we go. All right, so just found out I tested positive for Omicron, and feel a little funky. Got a temperature of 101. My pulse ox, which is here, I was oxygenating at 96. Heart rate is 100 beats per minute, but that's probably because of the presence of the fever. So far, I'm taking zinc. I'm taking D3, turmeric, oregano oil, which burns like hell. I have the zinc there. And I made some soup, which is here. All right. In the soup, I did onion, garlic, chicken noodle soup, cayenne pepper, fresh garlic, fresh onions, no powders. So, and I got a shitload of Pedialyte. That's right here. So the Pedialyte, because you're gonna get dehydrated, right? Probably feel a little dizzy. That's an imbalance. Your pH levels is off. So you drink some Pedialyte to try to level that out. And D50. Oh, and I have Airborne too. By the way, vitamin C. So I got the Airborne. So I'm just keeping a diary of my COVID experience, and let y'all know how I pulled through this thing. I also have an oxygen tank in the house, so I'm fortunate for that. Just in case things go left. Right now, my breathing's not bad. I got a little bit of a cough, nothing crazy, sniffles, and all of that. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna eat some of this soup, take the zinc, lay down, get some sleep. All right, talk to y'all soon. And that was basically it. Thank you, Mark Santiago. Feel better. I'm feeling much better. You know what I'm saying? As a nurse, I love the explanations you're giving about why you're using each of them. Yes, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I wanted people to understand why I was doing what I was doing. And you can see your chats are coming up on the screen. You guys can all see it because we put in a new system. Thank you, Hillary. She's like, God bless. You know what I'm saying? And now you guys, when you'll chat now, you can see it actually come up on the show. That's a new feature that we installed the other day.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Z. That's my girl, Shram, right? She says, big bro, I'm glad you're feeling better. Absolutely. Feel better, Rock. Thank you. I feel much better. I'm COVID negative now. And that's basically how I did it. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted you guys to see that it's possible for you to combat this thing if you do it early. You know, like once you think you got it, err on the side of caution and just attack it with those things that I showed you, the D3 for the vitamins, the zinc, that oregano was powerful. I mean,
I take it every day.
if there was
wrong
any
with y'all?
phlegm, it just broke it up. You know what I'm saying? It kept the mucus down. Everything that I did was to manage inflammation, right? Because you don't want to get inflammation. Inflammation is the phlegm that you get in your chest and all that. You don't ever want to get behind the 8 ball on that. So that's why I just kind of addressed it. You know what I'm saying? And then, that's how I did it. You know what I mean? So
You know what I liked about that video?
yeah.
Seeing the inside of your nose. Just the inside of your nose.
You just nasty.
Nah, I was like, wow, pronounced.
Yes.
Like, I mean, if he can't breathe through those nostrils, he's definitely going down.
You know what I'm saying? I said I was sucking up all in that room, baby.
Whoa.
So that was my
Damn. We going in.
yeah.
We going in on
Early. So that was my COVID experience that I wanted to share with the world that you guys can see. And I tried to, do it as I was actually going through things, but once again, that shit gets the best of you and you really ain't got that type of energy to really do things. You know what I'm saying? Your
And now
body,
you're immune.
Yeah, now I'm immune. And your body is aching and it hurts and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So
Nasty.
Robbie, what's going on, man? What's happening, man? I know you got
No.
some topics on your mind. What's the deal? How the week? What's happening?
The week was good. I was at home, being safe, right? Watching the news, avoiding COVID.
Okay.
Again.
Right.
Now, I'm bobbed and weaved through this whole pandemic. Like nothing. I was like, ooh.
She did the Matrix.
I was like, nah, bro. Like
COVID behind me.
Nah, COVID. I had the body armor. Cause I take that stuff every day.
Right.
All the stuff that you're talking about, except the oxygen is free. But I take the oregano oil. I take zinc every day.
Nice.
I've taken so much vitamin D that my doctor told me not to just stop. She was like, stop. I had like a vitamin D overdose, she said.
Ooh.
To the point where she said it may shut down my kidneys.
Right.
So, I'm completely, I do my K2, not the drugs.
Right.
But, no, I do all of them every day. So, I'm pretty good. So, when COVID hit, I was like, oh, nah, bro.
Not me.
Not today.
Not happening.
Elise Brito, she said, I always tell people to blow out their nose and spit and cough
You
out.
have to expel
phlegm.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people have a bad habit of inhaling and swallowing the cough. They're basically retaining what the body is trying to expel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's absolutely right. I kept something near the bed so I could spit.
Yeah, you have to
when
expel
that
that
happened.
stuff. You can't let it go back into your body.
Yeah. So it was interesting, but I beat it. So that's what's happening.
That's what's up.
So what's the topic we got going on? I know we got Baba T in the house, but I'd like to talk about this Cardi B situation.
So I don't know if you titled the show.
I did.
But I told you to title it.
Yeah, watch your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
Right. That's right.
Shut your mouth.
Okay.
That's right.
Shut
That's
your
right.
ass up.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what Tasha K, who is the blogger, she has a 1 million subscribers.
She got money.
Right. She has 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And it's called
See who's at the door?
Someone's at the door, man.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Ding dong. Anyway, so she has 1 million subscribers on YouTube. So when you make $1 million, 1 million subscribers, you're making money.
Yeah.
But apparently, she somehow got on Cardi B talking about how she was a prostitute.
Wow.
Yeah, she talked about how she, had herpes. She was just saying a whole bunch of stuff about her. Every day for months. And it turns out that Cardi B sent a cease and desist. She was trying to be nice. She sent her a cease and desist. And the girl went on her show and said, I see the cease and desist. And she said, I'm going to wipe my ass with it.
Ooh.
Right. So apparently she there's
Go ahead, keep
okay.
talking. Go ahead.
Yes. So apparently she didn't stop. she didn't stop. She kept, spreading rumors about, people were actually going to Cardi B telling her not to kiss her own baby because this girl was saying she had herpes. So apparently Cardi B had enough, and she sued her. Now the problem is that it's a defamation case. I mean, it's essentially, but it was in federal court. Right. So the girl, came in and, she testified, her lawyers came up, and she basically, bottom line, she pretty much told, everyone that on her show, she lies. Like, that's what I do.
Yeah, but you can't do that to someone else. You're destroying somebody's life.
I didn't see the testimony. They didn't put it on TV, but, there was a lot of people covering it. And basically, she threw her husband under the bus. Turns out she didn't pay taxes for 3 years.
You know what, though? But to be honest with you, that's on you. But you know what? When you're starting to hurt the wrong people, like, you don't know this woman.
Yeah, and I think she didn't think that it would get this far, because when it first started, I heard that the judge said to her, drop it, settle it, because this is you're not going to win.
Right.
And she proceeded to go forward anyway. Now, Cardi B has the girl's lawyers, the blogger's lawyers, paying her lawyer. Like, she basically went to court for free.
Yeah,
good.
Right? The girl got to pay her lawyers $3.8 million. First, it was 1.5, right? The case was 1.5, but they charge her more millions for punitive damages. Because you never know, like, if it hurt her reputation.
That's right.
She said she had to go to the doctor. She thought about committing suicide. She couldn't make love to her husband.
Yeah, right.
Who said that?
Cardi B. No. You know that's bad. Like, you know that's bad.
Yeah, Elisa, definitely up on the story. She said, Tasha even said on video that she knew she was spreading lies and still chose.
Yes, she did.
Keep spreading it because she has millions of followers and she could.
Well,
that was so
That's
malicious.
when
Who
you
was
get
that?
chased.
Who said that?
Elisa.
Elisa, yes.
Ellie says, I'll be right back. I'm driving. She's parking her car. Okay.
Yes. So, no, I agree. But I think more so than not, I think in the beginning, when she was talking about Cardi B, she wanted her to come on the show. And Cardi wouldn't come. So she kept talking about her. She's like,
trying to get her to come.
Right. She's trying to get her to respond or come. Because now she figures she's already gone after R. Kelly. She's going after a blogger, Derek Jackson.
Yeah.
And she made she got a lot of YouTube followers out of those stories. So I think she was trying to boost up the numbers by antagonizing Cardi and making Cardi B respond. But it wasn't working. So she kept trying, but she was doing the most.
Well, guess what? She responded to her ass just now.
Well, she won. I know that.
Damn sure did.
I know, the BX all day. The Barty gang.
You know what? I got to tell you, Cardi B is my new favorite hero right now.
Yeah, especially what she did. I know exactly what you're about. She definitely did the right thing.
Here goes, she's a new rapper technically, right? From out of the Bronx, right? One of the newest rapper out of the Bronx and successful, right? Outside of A Boogie, right? And those guys. But she's bigger than all those guys, right? She's huge. And we had that big fire over there on T-Bot Avenue, Snake Hill, 182nd Street in the Bronx about 2 or 3 weeks ago, where people died in the fire. And from what I understand, Cardi B didn't throw a fundraiser. Cardi B didn't show up for a photo op. Cardi B actually paid for the funerals of the people that died in that fire.
Give her some claps.
She cut a check.
All of that.
Claps, yeah.
And here's the issue that I have with some.
Talk about it, Gary.
Go ahead. I know you've been trying to do this all day.
Yeah, that's right, Gary. Go.
Get him.
Go,
Get
Gary.
him.
Go.
Get him.
Here's the issue that I have with some of these celebrities, especially this dire situation here in the Bronx. So Jennifer Lopez being the biggest star, that's from the Bronx. Jenny from the block. Jenny could have easily picked up the phone and wrote the check.
Jenny is off the block.
But I'm just saying. but here it is. But then, understanding what Fat Joe did, having a fundraiser.
Did he really?
Yeah, having a fundraiser to raise money.
Did he perform some songs?
No.
Oh.
And I think it was 2 other people that did it. Now these artists, they could write the check.
Right.
Cardi B, without even blinking an eye, wrote the check.
Right.
So, to me, if you're a celebrity like that, like if you're this hip hop celebrity, you don't need, and you got the money.
Yeah.
You don't need to be going to do fundraisers to get other people.
Yeah, and you can write it off. You can write it off.
It's a write-off.
Yeah.
And how much were the funerals really?
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
that ain't even a big check.
and it's not even like she paid for a little
Well,
bit.
those are 17
for all
funerals,
three.
right?
Listen,
So it's
17 funerals, just for clarity, 17 funerals. I'm not saying it's not a lot of money, but in the scope of the money that she actually makes, that is not a big check.
Well,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
tell you one thing. That blogger, what's her name, Tasha K?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I bet you she paid for them funerals.
Yeah, she made up that difference.
She probably was like, you know what? I'm paying for the funerals because I know I'm gonna win. Thank you, Tasha K.
I got 8 million reasons. Big out to Johnson K. Contributing to the Bronx funeral.
No, but this tells a more a cautious story about how you report news, right? And what you say about people. If you are not, if you they say if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But if you outright lie about someone,
That's a whole different
right,
story.
just to get views, just to get subscribers,
Right.
that's that's immoral and unethical.
Sure.
Right? And she's not a good person if she doesn't pay taxes either.
Right.
But you also got to think, she had like 1 million followers. You know how much she hurt herself?
No, I think
She
she'll
didn't
be
hurt herself
okay.
at all, really.
She won't. No.
Because she'll be fine because it's gossip. And that's what she does. Go ahead. Because Gary's passionate.
He is.
Yeah, Gary. Let me hear you.
Crystal said Cardi B's got a big heart. And you know what? She does. And that's the truth.
well-
There's Fox News, right?
Yeah.
Fox News, many people say that they lie and tell half truth and stuff like that. In court, Fox's attorneys argued that they're entertainment.
Right. That's correct.
They argued that they're entertainment, but then they're billing news, right?
Right.
So,
Well, there's a reason for that. Because the actual title of it is like Fox News Entertainment. Like it's actually in the title of the name of actually who they are. It is. It is billed as entertainment.
Fox. So there's Fox Entertainment,
Right.
Right. Which
don't confuse because there is an actual Fox News.
I know that
Channel 5 is Fox News.
right? But right. But see,
But the shit on cable is
Right.
entertainment.
Right. All right. So what we see on Channel 5 here locally, they're more of a liberal slant.
They're news.
Right.
They talk about news.
Fox News on cable, which is the problem.
Right.
That's the one. They're the outright lying.
Yeah.
Right. Even look, a couple months ago with Tucker Carlson when he went to court, his attorneys argued, his followers don't really follow what he's saying. They don't believe what he's saying. Same shit they did with Sean Hannity.
Yeah. And here's the problem: they're hiding under the First Amendment, right?
And that they're entertainment.
Well, entertainment can be entertaining without being malicious.
There you go.
Right?
Where-
If you're
how-
slandering someone's
How
name,
entertaining is that?
no. Listen. No, wait. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. So in the case, and which I believe is correct, if it say Cardi had $1 million, say she had a $5 million movie where she had to kiss somebody in a movie,
Right.
And even though it's not proven that she has herpes,
Yeah.
that rumor they could turn her down for work.
100%.
Yep.
She's
I'd-
taking money out of her pocket.
I'd be a little apprehensive about a Cardi. I heard about
No,
that
I'm
herpes
just saying,
thing.
but she's taking money out of her pocket, so she was awarded those punitive damages
100%.
because of lost wages.
No, yeah. And I think that you're right. Like, for you to affect somebody's livelihood or say something that's not true or all those things, you're absolutely right. But however, we live in a society that thrives on rumors and gossips
They do.
and
I agree with that.
non-truths.
I agree
And
with
we
that.
also live in a country where you can be sued just by stepping on somebody's shoe.
True. Yep.
That is true.
That's true.
And I think more people should sue. I think more people should put these people's feet to the fire, right? and task. But you know what? If you're going to say something about me that's not true, I'm going to take you to court and I'm going to get $8 million.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold them accountable.
I think, and the accountability is the issue. That's why people go on and they get behind these microphones and they say what their opinions are, and they tout those opinions as facts, right? And then you affect people's lives. You gotta understand something. If you say that just an easy one, I saw, celebrity such and such, and he was hugged up with such and such a woman. You've just affected that man's family or that woman's family.
Yep,
Right, because his wife could sue and take all his money. He could live in a van.
His wife is bugging. You know what I'm saying? Or the
Like
husband
Jason
is
Momoa
bugging
right now.
Right, the husband is bugging. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm glad she sued and won. Really to set a precedence that you can't say anything that you want about anybody, and it's not based in fact, and be malicious.
Right.
I agree. I totally agree with
Right.
that. Totally agree.
But once again, we live in a country that we, and I put a post on
I saw it.
on Facebook today, and I said, there was a time when people became famous for doing important things,
I saw that.
and now they become famous for doing stupid shit. You can just do something dumb, and then you become famous.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Andy Warhol was right in the 60s. He said everybody will be on TV in the future. And
15 minutes, right?
And 15 minutes of fame, and everybody will be on TV in the future. And it is true. Everybody's on TV. Everybody that can buy a microphone can have a fucking opinion about something and say what they want about people.
Right.
And that's the shame of it all. So, I don't support that, my opinions are my opinions.
I saw something about Cardi B. It was an interview, and it showed her the real Cardi. They asked her, how do you feel about your money? How did you feel back then, and are you happy now? And she says, no, I was happier back then. She goes, I got all this money. I'm happy I got money. I can support my family. I can do this. I can do that. But the only thing I miss about not having this money is being happy. And I just said, wow.
No, yeah, because you got to remember, when you become famous, you become almost like public property.
Yeah, true.
And a target.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Target.
You,
That's
you become
exactly
like
right.
public property. Like it's kind of like you don't own your name anymore.
Yeah,
you
basically.
become like intellectual property where people can use you how they want to, and there's a fine line.
But that's fame. That ain't money.
Yes.
Fame.
Right.
That's what does that, fame.
Right.
The money part, you could be not famous and have money, and the problems that you will incur because you have money is terrible.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, people will come to you for money all the time. People will think they have a false sense of entitlement that you're supposed to give them money because you have money. Now you magnify that by you being famous and you have money.
Right.
Well, that magnifies that 10,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with having money, and I understand why she's unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Because
I don't know if she's unhappy.
Well, she feels like she was happier in the space she was in before
Right.
she had money.
Right.
Like I think
Like she was happier.
She was able to do things that she wanted to do.
Right.
Like now she's more like, oh, I got to be careful how I do this and how I do that.
And how you say this.
And to be honest with you, this is Cardi B talking. Cardi B don't really give a damn because she does. She
that's
does
isn't that
anyway.
the funny part about it? Because when she started out, she was brash and unapologetic.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and that's why people liked her.
Right.
Until Tasha K came and was like,
Get
"I'm
back.
going to
That's
talk
right,
shit
that's
about
right.
you all the time. So if you don't care, neither do I." And that's where things went wrong. You don't need to. You don't need to malign someone to be famous.
True.
Now, I think that with Tasha K, she will always be connected to Cardi B now.
Right. Because
So now she's really like, oh,
Well, she got some fame now.
right.
I got you because I never heard of her.
Exactly.
Okay, all right, I got you.
Exactly. So now she's always going to be connected to Cardi B.
Right, and that's how that works, right? And it's
The abused and the abuser.
and she is going to make money off of that.
Yeah, she is.
Right.
Definitely.
She's gonna stretch
without
that
a
out.
doubt.
You got to remember, the person that really started that type of culture was Madonna. Actually, Madonna was one of the first entertainers that said, "Good press or bad press, it doesn't matter. It's press."
Did I say that earlier?
That's right. you did.
Madonna was the one that started that philosophy. Up until then, everybody wanted to have good press and they wanted to be everything
Well,
was
until
pristine.
Monica Lewinsky came along.
Well, no. Madonna's before that. You know what I'm saying? But
She ain't giving the president no sloppy.
No.
She ain't do that.
But look at what that did for her career, right? First of all, she didn't even have a career. She was an intern. But then she blew the most powerful man in the world and then became powerful.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. In terms of, who she chose to blow, I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she went for the fucking gusto. She blew the president of the United States.
Absolutely.
And because she blew him, she became world famous. You know what I'm saying? And became rich.
Right.
That's some head, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
It sure is.
That's some head. That's just like, damn, sucked his dick and got famous.
Yeah.
And rich.
Yeah.
She has her own line.
Yeah.
She'll never be broke again. She's getting royalties and shit. Huh?
A line of what?
A lot of what?
A line of what?
A line of what?
A lot of who?
A line of what?
Oh, bags.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
She has the Monica Lewinsky bags? I'm going to have to cop that.
They got the Lewinsky bag.
I'm going to cop it.
But wait, hold up.
She blew that
Does it come with a dental dam? or
Word
something?
up. You know what I'm saying?
She made money off the bags?
Like, I'm just,
She made money off the bags?
Yeah, she did.
Didn't the
It's the Lewinsky
She got to get her bag and run.
Yeah, she really got the bag.
She got to get her bag and run.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at her.
didn't the dress that has the
The blue dress?
Yeah, I heard about that.
What? So
Did they auction that off?
that's what I was gonna say.
How much?
State auctioned it off.
I just want, did they wash it at least?
No. Why would you
Why
wash
would
it?
you wash it?
You bugging.
You got the president of the United States
sperm,
juices on
nigga.
it.
You crazy?
Man, listen.
Why would you wash that?
Why?
Can't believe
Never.
that. Nah.
Come on, that's DNA.
You bugging.
No.
Yo,
You know how valuable that is?
y'all just got
You can
deep
make
on
a
these.
whole nother line of kids with that.
Listen, the whole reason for the dress was the sperm on the dress.
Exactly.
Not the fucking dress. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was the combo.
Who wants a size 16 blue dress, Nick? I mean, come on.
Right.
It's got to have the sperm.
It's gotta have the sperm.
It's got to have the sperm on it.
She even knows the size.
Yeah, well,
She was a big ass bitch.
Yeah, she was a fat bitch, bro.
She was plump and
No-
fluffy as hell.
No bust. You know what I'm saying? No bust. I'm just saying she was a big bitch.
Yeah, I mean, she was fluffy.
Yeah.
That was a fluffy
Yeah, she was
chick.
chunky. She was
Yeah.
chunky.
She was thick.
Which is why no one understood what happened. They're like,
If y'all could see each other's face right now,
Yo,
I'm like,
she was
wow.
thick.
listen,
She
you know,
was
man.
thick though.
she was a little chunky.
She had a little, she
Had a little meat
black,
around the edges.
She probably had a little, probably a little black girl ass. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
And Bill was
You know
like,
what I'm
hey,
saying?
I'm kind of black too. You know
Like,
what I'm saying?
turn around, let me look at you.
I play the saxophone.
Turn around, let me see her.
Right? Okay.
Let me see. I
We're
just
a
saw
match.
Arsenio.
We're white black people.
Yeah,
What did you say?
with
I
white
said
black-
no.
Like, turn around, let me see her.
Yeah.
Bend over. I think I dropped something. Right.
You know what I'm saying? He said, I did not have sex with that woman. Right? That's what he said.
He said, I did not have sex with that woman, Monica Lewinsky.
And he was telling the truth.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
Oral sex is sex.
Listen.
How is it?
Not
Oral
according-
sex is sex.
No, it's not.
Oral sex is sex.
Slow down.
Yes, it is.
No.
It is too.
Wow.
Sex is defined by getting pregnant.
Nah, bro.
You can't get pregnant in your mouth.
So anal sex is not sex?
Well, that's kind of different.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, what the hell have
No,
you
it
done?
ain't.
I mean, I think
Where
if
we
you
at?
well, okay, if we go,
Nah.
all right, okay, now hold on for 1 second. It's a,
Anywhere you could bust inside of a hole.
well, listen, it's a big thing in Israel, right?
It's
also
sex.
Okay.
also it's a big thing amongst Catholic girls at the time and Jewish girls, right? They feel like anal sex is not sex, right? They'll give up the booty, but they won't give up the poo-tang,
See,
right?
listen.
Because they want to be a virgin when they get married. That is an actual cultural thing.
And so did Greek men back in the days. They had sex with each other in the bussy so that they can remain virgins.
Well, how are you a
What did you
virgin?
call
Like
it?
that?
See, exactly. Now,
don't know about
now
that
wait a minute.
philosophy.
Hold on.
What are you
How does
talking
it work for men and not for women?
How are you a virgin? Well, first of all-
Exactly. That's the whole point.
wait, are they having sex with other men?
Yes.
Ew.
So how's that working? What kind of virgin are you?
What, yo, how did we get...
So wait, so if the guy, all right, now I need clarification because this shit just
This
went
is a
left.
proven. This is a
You know what
fact,
goes
bro.
on.
So hold on, wait. So here, I want to understand it. Okay, all right. I need knowledge. So what we're saying here is this.
Remember the movie 300?
Yeah.
Those dudes were getting it in the back.
All right. So as I am the person, right? As if I'm the guy that's giving, I'm giving, right? I'm a virgin because I didn't have sex with a woman. Thanks, Gary.
Blackout.
Gary, you pulled out the whole camera.
Well, you gotta go to the bathroom or something? Like,
Can we put the camera
come
back
on,
in?
stick it back in, Gary.
Yeah.
We're sticking things in now.
Stick it back in,
Hey, come on,
Gary.
man. You got it. Yeah,
Come
you
on.
got it. You got it. You got
The
to move.
camera will still be a virgin.
Come on, you got to be. You got to move better than that, bro. Come on, man. You just jumped up and just
Come
wild
on,
out.
yeah, you just jumped up. Like, what the hell?
It is a live show.
He just jumped out of his whole suit.
It's
Thank
a
you.
live show.
Thank you,
There you
my
go. Like,
God.
damn. Oh, my God. Don't move anything
Yeah,
else.
come on, man.
Yeah, you're tripping over wires and
Yeah,
stuff.
woman.
Talking about the
we back.
bussy.
Yeah, he
We talking about the
fucking up.
bussy, and he just got up. You saw
It's
that?
wild out.
You got like fire in your pants.
Leanne put something.
You
Leanne.
have
happened?
one
You got-
job.
Wait,
Right.
was your asshole tingling?
Come on,
What
and you
happened?
keep bumping the microphone. That's
Did
why
your
it's
asshole
crackling.
start tingling? What's going
Come on,
on?
I gotta mute
was
Gary.
it shaking? Was it quivering?
I got to mute Gary.
Oh, I think. Oh shit.
You got
I gotta
one
mute
job.
Gary.
One
No,
job,
I think
one
we were
job.
talking about that bussy. His asshole started quivering.
Bumped out.
Hey, he got up.
Still bumped out. You talking about God? Oh, virgin ass.
You know how that quiver when you have to make a real
Hey, what's
strong,
up, Tasha? I see you. Huh?
a real strong movement,
Yeah.
and that asshole start quivering.
Is that what happened?
I think that's what happened to Gary. His asshole was like, bleep,
Gary,
bleep,
Can
bleep.
you just jumped up and ran
Mute
off?
yourself, man.
He's a-
You take Michael, bro.
Yeah,
So
he
back-
jumped the fuck up.
So back so I can understand what's
no,
going
you
on.
know what the fuck it is.
I do not.
Oh yeah.
Because what is the concept
You
of
just
me,
made an argument about women who wanted to keep their virginity.
which is true.
Yeah, but so did the soldiers back in Greece.
I'm still confused.
How are you a virgin?
Well, how is the girl a virgin?
Well, I mean, this is a lot going on here.
These are grown ass people. Who the hell is virgin?
There's
Not a lot
at
going
work.
on here.
There's a lot at work.
No,
right?
it is not.
First of all, isn't that
You're still sticking a hole
that's
in
a
the
homosexual,
exit
that's a
sign,
homosexual act.
and it's
So-
still going in the hole.
So no. So the logic is that they had sex with other men, but because they didn't have sex with women, they were still virgins. Is that the concept? That's what I'm trying
what
to
are
find
you
out.
talking about?
I'm asking you about this result.
Or okay, so hold on. So here's
I
the
just
thing.
want the result. I want the mindset.
So okay. So a woman cannot get pregnant if you do not put your penis in her.
Correct.
Unless you're Mary Magdalene, which
Right.
that's a questionable story.
Correct.
Now,
However,
if you put it in her, exit hole.
in the butt.
Nah, exit hole. I'm just going there.
Okay.
I'm getting nasty. Exit hole. She's still not a virgin.
Exit hole is nasty.
Exit hole is nasty.
Asshole.
No.
You put it in the asshole.
But if a man would do it in the army in Greece, he would get it in the exit hole to keep himself a virgin too.
Oh, that's some twisted shit.
That's what they call
Well, I mean, either way, you can't get someone pregnant and you can't impregnate somebody.
Okay, I concur. You've beaten me into
Did
submission.
you? Get out of here.
How the hell-
Nah, give me more. Let's go.
First of all, hold on one second. I didn't agree with the concept. I was just saying this is a concept that people do.
I
That they
still
believe.
don't understand how do we go from Cardi B to Greaseman.
We just do that. That's what we do. Roll with it or get rolled on.
We went
Hold
from
on.
the Bronx all the way to Greece.
Oh wait.
People get
Leanne
bumped in
says,
the ass.
hold on. Leanne says virginity is a social construct, the value property of women. Yes. Jolie said, yes, she is. What do you mean, Jolie?
Jolie.
Yes, she
Jolie's
is.
on-
Yes, she is a virgin. Still?
So let's ask the question, right? So
She laughed at Gary. She's like, oh, his ass is tingling.
quivering. It'll answer. Quiver.
Gary's ass is tingling.
Quiver.
My butthole is tingling.
You got the quivers.
Oh, he's starting to think about 300. He's like, oh.
Okay.
What?
All right, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna go to.
I'm not arguing.
I want to
No, I don't want to do
I'm
it.
personally
This
not
is
arguing.
funny.
No, you just gave it up to the God.
I did. No, it's not that. You're right.
So moving on.
Yeah.
Are we going back to Cardi B? I mean, let's go back to the Bronx.
Well, we'll move back, but now that we know that butthole sex is actual sex, and we've concurred that it's just ridiculous. What the fuck y'all doing? All right, yes, if she takes it in the butt, she is still. Hold on, wait. This shit in the chat room. Hold on.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, Jolie says yes, if she takes it in the butt, she is still a virgin.
Of course, she's a virgin, but she's still having sex.
And Tasha says sodomy is still considered sexual intercourse.
Yes.
That's Tasha. I mean, that is true.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess they're saying that, the
Wait a minute. Hold
the
up.
hymen hasn't been broken.
Who was that said that?
What?
No,
Tasha.
wait.
Tasha.
No, before Tasha.
Jolie from
Jolie.
AIS.
Jolie's been getting it in from the exit hole a lot.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Jolie. Come on, Jolie.
Oh, wait.
Back that thing up. Back it up.
Wait, Elisa says, read my comment from above. Hold on. She said, it's difficult because women used to get their virginity checked. Their hymen had to be intact.
How are you checking
Hold on, wait,
hymen?
hold on for 1 second. That's why they had anal instead, because they weren't checked there. Yeah, you can check and see if someone's a virgin.
What does it feel like? I know you know.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
I am not a gynecologist.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know.
You're a cherry buster.
There's no doubt.
You're a cherry stomper.
It's like
You're a stomper.
It's like unraveling a Christmas gift.
But what does it feel like?
Like unraveling.
Like, is there something there? Like, it just goes pop?
Well, it's bloody. Let's say that.
No, do you hear it? Does it go
No.
pop?
I don't remember hearing a pop.
Well, when they say
That's
pop the
true.
cherry, don't you hear it?
Oh.
Like pop, fizz.
I would
Oh,
imagine-
what a relief it is.
I would imagine due to the fact of
Like
where
an
it's happening,
Alka-Seltzer?
it would probably be more like a muffled pop. Like a,
Ew!
It sounds like a fart.
You mean that's like a bomb that detonates like That's like you throw like was that bomb diffuser over the bomb? It goes, yeah, that's it.
that's how I bust them cherries.
You's a cherry buster.
Cherry bomb.
You a cherry buster.
You ready?
Ooh,
That's it.
What?
like a virgin. He touched for the very first time.
And we're back to Madonna.
And
Okay.
Jolie says, not my butt. She's like, hell no.
Jolie, come on, Jolie.
Like, no butt.
How
Nope.
does the song go? How does Jolie's song
Hold on,
go?
the hymen is a thin. Wait. Hold on, wait. The hymen is a thin lining in the upper part of the vagina. When the vagina had sex, it breaks, and that's why.
Do you hear it though? But do you hear it? It's like when a tree goes down in the forest.
That's where the term "popping cherry" comes from. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I think
but
I think there's a noise, like it goes pop.
yeah, because it's gonna be muffled.
Right.
It's gonna be muffled.
Right.
So I mean, now that we cleared that up, and poor Cardi B.
When did we clear up? I'm still confused. What
Well,
the hell are
Leanne
we
says
talking
it's
about?
not a real thing. The hymen is, but half the population loses it through average activities. So in other
You
words,
can pop your hymen without having sex
so for what, from running?
or riding a horse.
How many horses? How many horses have you rode?
Me?
That's a loaded question.
I rode a horse, but I wasn't a virgin. Long after that.
Poor horse.
No, it was a mechanical bull.
Yeehaw!
Oh wait, okay. If you ride a boy's bike, monkey bars can also bust the hymen. I guess why they have that explains why they made girl bikes. Remember, the girl bikes didn't have the bar up top like that.
Yeah, but
it was always slanted.
I always liked that
Right?
ball.
Is that what it is?
I
Now I
always
wonder
liked
why
that.
Why?
the girls always wanted to ride with us on the bikes.
Nah, I like that ball.
No, she
that
said.
ball was right there.
Right? She said, yeah.
Good.
Talking to Tuck Track enough. And Jolie says, a horse? Yeah. Well, not in a sense of what you might be thinking.
Or maybe it is. Or maybe.
Right? But I think we're talking about an actual four-legged, nair, like a horse. Like
Like a beast of burden.
Rob is
Right,
scaring
like
the
a
hell
beast
out
of
of me
bird.
right now.
Don't be scared, Rocky.
Oh, you're scaring the hell out of me right now.
Be careful.
Oh, wait, running, physical activity, stretching can pop your hymen, no problem.
Oh, we are getting the education today.
Yes, we are. I am today years old. Okay, stretching can pop your hymen.
Can I repump it if I stretch right now?
I think the hymen's gone when it's gone.
Oh, damn.
I don't think it grows back.
Oh, my God. Why not?
It's like the heart.
I
Hymen
wish
doesn't
I
grow
was
back.
a jellyfish.
It doesn't grow back.
Wow.
Right. In previous centuries, it was a big deal, especially for the royals. They used the blood spot on the sheets as proof, and women used to get their virginity checked by a physician or a priest.
How would the priest know?
The priest had a lot of ways of...
Power.
No, he had a lot of training.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
Stupid.
Lots of training. Yes.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
A lot of training.
I ain't going nowhere with that one.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
I'm-
Come on, choir boy. You know what it is. You've seen them.
Take it easy, Catholic.
Oh, yeah, that's
I'm
right.
not Catholic. I'm Christian. I'm not Catholic. I'm Christian. Wow. I'm asked out
Judging.
here. I'm asked out here.
Judging.
Talking the talk since that's true. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe.
Well, like the page at least on the Groovy Track page.
Yeah, like the page,
Just like it.
subscribe.
You know, it doesn't cost anything. Just like it. You know, we
That's
need
true.
the traffic. Just like it.
There
you go.
We
They
love
just
that.
like it.
Thank
That's
you
all.
very
Just
much.
like it.
Thank
you know,
you.
we
Yeah.
out here. We shaking it
Harold
for the
Fat
coin.
liked it. Thank you very much.
There you
Like-
go.
You know what I'm saying? We're working here, y'all. We're working.
We're doing it. We're doing it big. All right,
So we have reached the 50-minute mark, and I would like to introduce a very, very special guest that's in the house. And I want to talk about some of the things that he has been doing. You know what I'm saying, Gary? Please don't pull out the camera.
come
when you
on,
get up.
no butt quivering over here,
Right,
okay?
Exactly. You know, just take it easy. I know
The
you
butt-
were
it's
Hey, listen.
quivering.
Let me
Gary,
get
you're my
a
boy.
Jack Daniels.
You have to get it yourself because it's on
Where
your
is it?
side.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Oh.
Why is it over there?
Because I put it there. Ha ha! You gotta walk for it, bro.
Yo, Gary, give me a Jack Daniels.
Yo, where you gonna put him to work now?
Well,
His butt's quivering.
He's
Like,
already
what
out
are
of
you
this.
doing?
Wow.
That might cool him out. Y'all need to watch the video I sent y'all later. Leanne put a video in the chat. Diane Cameron, Mandy
We gotta see
Faith.
that, okay.
Mandy.
Got a little bit drip.
Yeah, so dope.
There we go.
There we
You
go.
know what I'm saying?
I like that jacket.
Yeah.
Is that from Rugrats?
Yeah.
I love it.
Got the baby there.
Does that say members only?
Yeah, it does.
No way.
And we're gonna get into
Members
that.
only.
First of all, I had hoped that I would be able to spend that I would have been able to spend a lot more time with Baba T while he was here, but unfortunately, once again, I ended up with the COVID thing.
COVID
and
boy.
I wasn't able to hang out with him, so this is really like the second time I think,
Yeah.
right?
Second or third time, I think.
Third time
Yeah,
that we was
yeah,
actually able to kind of get together in the almost month span that you've been here. Introducing and saying hello to my man Baba T.
There we go. Ow!
That's good.
Straight from Australia.
Straight from Sydney.
So,
That's it.
first of all, where'd you get that jacket? That jacket's hot.
Yeah. So, you know the American Dream Mall in New Jersey?
No,
Oh, phew.
I don't know it.
So, yeah, so there's a place in New Jersey called American Dream. It's right next to MetLife Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Massive shopping center. It's got amusement parks in it.
No
So
way.
it's got Nickelodeon Verse, DreamWorks Water Park, Legoland, some mini golf places, and like
What?
there's a whole
Oh,
bunch
I'm
of
gonna have
ice
to go out.
skating. Yeah,
Gotta go out there.
it's not too far. It's only like a 20-minute drive from here to there.
Okay.
Nice.
Very
But yeah, I went there the other day and just started shopping. I wasn't gonna go shopping. I was going there just to see what it was about.
You gotta
And then-
shop. It's the
Exactly.
American way.
Exactly. So I found this jacket. It's pretty sick. Got Ren and Stimpy on the back as well.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, you got all the
Yeah.
characters.
Oh,
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah,
I
so-
want that.
That's pretty sick. It's pretty
That's
sick.
hot.
I like it. And you got the hoodie with the.
Yeah, I know, right? It says members only on the
Yes,
back. Yeah.
yes.
It's crazy.
I love it.
For sure.
Members only is doing a comeback.
Well,
Apparently, yeah.
members
Because
only.
rock that, back in the 80s, we had
Yeah.
members only jackets.
Yeah.
they were very, very famous.
So what have you been doing, man? I mean, it's been, how many weeks you been here now so far?
Just over 3 weeks.
Wow.
Let's talk about some of the things you've been doing, man. What you've been doing. I heard you've been doing some photo shoots and
Yes.
shit. What's going on? Talk-
It's crazy. Just sitting in the corner, I was just kind of thinking back to like my first appearance on the show. And it kind of feels like I'm a changed person since there's only been like 2 weeks, but
Right.
like so much has happened within like this 3 weeks that I've been here. That it's crazy. So I've done 3 photo shoots now. So I've done one with Ronnie Wright.
Ronnie Wright.
yes.
Very famous photographer for
Yes.
hip hop.
Yes, very
Huge. He's photographed everybody.
Everyone, Tupac, Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
everyone.
That's
Yeah.
Ronnie Wright.
Nice.
Wow,
Yep,
nice.
yep.
Okay.
So I did one photo shoot with him and then 2 with Jeff from the podcast. So
Right.
yeah, been doing those. I did one with him today actually, and so
Okay.
that was pretty good. What else? So I did Maria Davis's show.
Oh, we gotta talk
Let's talk about that.
Let's
I like to
talk
talk
about
about
that,
that.
yes.
So
Yes.
you did a showcase, Maria
Did they
Davis.
film it?
We've got parts filmed.
Yeah.
We've got parts.
I want to see that though.
Yeah, for
really
sure.
do.
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, we'll send it to you.
So how'd it go? What was it like? What happened?
It was a crazy experience, honestly. It was a very fun night. I mean, it would have been good to have you all there, but
Yeah, you in Harlem?
I know. It was heaps good.
And the thing was that was actually my birthday party.
Exactly.
Actually, so I was
And
supposed
you
to be
missed
there and I was supposed to perform and I missed it. But tell me about it.
Yeah, so I hopped up on stage, I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 performances in. And I performed 3 songs, 1 unreleased song and then 2 from my EP. And so that went really well. And then once I got back off the stage, that kind of like, I hopped up there. I don't get nervous at all, really. It's just not who I am. So I hopped up there. I was super confident. But as soon as I hit that stage, it was like adrenaline. Like it just kind of like automatically kicked in. Okay, like this is real. Time to go, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And so yeah, I performed and honestly don't remember performing. Like
Wow.
it just kind of like it just all happened in the
It's
moment.
you on autopilot.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And so it just kind of happened. So that was fun. Hopped off the stage, got heaps of support.
Yes.
And then after I got off the stage, I ended up talking to someone who does events for Rock Nation and Power 105.
No way.
Yeah, that's big.
So he
That's
was
big.
like, I liked your performance. Let me get your number. We can, talk about something.
Excellent.
And in the moment, I got to be real, I didn't think much would happen from it. I was like, oh yeah, like that's a cool like networking connection,
Right.
but I don't know if I'll get anything from it. And then so literally the next day, I was at lunch with my mum and he calls me up. And he's just like, hey man, I liked your performance. Like I'd like to offer you a slot on this performance for Rock Nation and Power 105. And so I immediately tried to call Gary, got Gary in, and then we linked up with the guy the next day and we got everything sorted. So yeah, I'm going to be back here performing on April 14th.
Nice. Give him some claps. So you gonna do it for Rock Nation?
I am doing it for Rock Nation.
Maybe
yeah.
you'll get signed to Rock Nation.
I mean, who knows?
You'll be
Who
on the
knows,
Jade.
right? Yeah,
Jade.
exactly. Imagine that. It'd be
Oh my
crazy.
God.
I mean, the
I'll be
idea-
like, I know that guy.
Word, he was on our podcast. Listen, I got video to prove it.
Oh,
so.
look,
There you
I'm
go.
going to be on here
You
a
know what I'm
lot.
saying?
you
I
know?
got video.
You're a part of the family, first and foremost.
Sure,
Nice.
sure.
That's
I
right.
mean, what I like about that is that you came here and you're seizing the opportunity and you're making the most of it and you're capitalizing on the situation and creating relationships,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
building relationships, which is really important in this business. Relationships is everything, and then talent is second, right? Relationships is first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could be not talented and have all the relationships in the world and become famous.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then you're talented and you're building their relationships. So I'm glad that
I
happened.
want to know something.
Yeah.
Right? Because Rock and I had a conversation earlier about will and intention.
Okay.
Right? So your journey here at this particular point started with Gary,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So how did that start?
Yeah. So great question.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic question.
That's a great question.
Yes,
So in
yes.
terms of like how did I like get linked in with him or
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that the whole story.
Yeah, the whole story. I mean, so I don't know how far back it extends, but a long time ago, my mum and him met through a Facebook group.
Yes.
But my mum didn't know like that he was in the music industry. She didn't know anything about him, right? And so that happened, and I didn't know about him until she told me about him. But fast forward to when I start making music, I dropped my music video for my song Blue Cheese. It did really well, and Mum was sharing it around on Facebook. And then Gary seen it. I don't know if she sent it to him or he seen it on the post or whatever. But he was like, I like it. I want to talk to your son and see where his head's at. And he described that he's in the music industry and he's been doing it for a long time and kind of gave us a backstory of who he was. And so from there, I hopped on a Zoom call with him, and
Yeah.
then the rest is history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gary.
I think Gary should be sitting here, to be honest.
No, it's all right.
No.
Don't worry about it.
We'll get with
right.
Gary.
Okay.
Don't worry. We'll get with Gary.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so
Amazing story.
So ever since then, so that was March last year. So it's been less than a year that he's been in the picture, but I mean, yeah, he's done so much for me. And I'm
I
grateful
love
for
it.
everything.
Beautiful.
So,
Beautiful.
Gary.
Great job, Gary.
It was because we were having a conversation about will, right? And how you pray about things and how you ask for things and the style that you do it, right? And my style is always I say that I will these things to me. I never pray and say that I want something, right? Because wanting something produces exactly that. You always want. Want means to always need, to always want. To will is to bring it to you.
Right.
Want is away from you. Right? So, and I was having this conversation with Robin earlier, and I said, you know, I willed my career. You know what I'm saying? I willed it to me.
Yeah.
And I can look at my career from the top down and see the series of events that took place to get me to the point, because my what I willed was, I said, I will the fact that one day I'm going to make a hit record.
Right.
That was it. And that's all I wanted to do. I said, I want to see my name on a
What about
record.
the cab driver?
And I want to have a hit record. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. And I'm going to will this thing, right? And what was interesting is I was in a cab one night, right? And just a random lady, she was Spanish, I'll never forget it. And she was like, do you know how to pray? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what? She said, do you know how to pray? And I said, yeah, I know how to pray, you know. And she's like, no, so you pray wrong. She said, when you pray, you should say, I will these things to me in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Right? I will these things.
I don't think you need to do anything right now.
Right? She said, and then you bring these things to you. So whenever I want something, I will it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want it.
Yep.
You know. So I saw how my career worked out and different aspects of my life, the same thing, you know, that I realized. I'm like, yo, you know, you and you don't even know what, you don't know, like, and when you will it, here's the crazy shit. You could be in the most far removed situation from what you're trying to will. Mm-hmm. Right? And then God or will or whatever the energy is will move the obstacles out of the way. Now, you're not understanding what's happening. No. You're thinking that when this obstacle moves out of your way, oh my God, why did this happen? Yeah. This is so fucked up. But that's an obstacle that's moved out of the way for your will.
For sure. Yeah.
And then this moves. And then something else comes into place to move you into position of your will.
I got a different angle on this.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it opens up and you're like, here I am.
Yeah, I'm here.
And then when you look back, you go, wow, had those things not been moved out of my way, I wouldn't have been able to do this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But,
no, I mean, no, you're 100% right, right? I think, though, that his chess piece moved because his mom willed it. His mom willed this.
She prayed for him.
She is the vehicle that moved this piece
For sure.
for him to get here.
For sure. I mean,
And give it up for the mom. Give it up
right,
for mom.
absolutely.
And
And in that, your mom is your will, right? She is, and your grandmother are very important parts in that aspect.
Yeah, for sure.
So now that's how that works for you. You understand what I'm saying? So you know, that's how I see things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I willed my car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I willed it. I said, I woke up on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I said, I want a Dodge Challenger 2019 white. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I willed it, right?
Yeah.
And I was looking out I would look out my window and I could see the car.
Just sitting there. Yeah,
I could see it sitting there, right?
Yeah.
And then I called my brother. I said, yo, I said, this is the car I'm looking for.
Yeah.
He goes, okay. He calls me back, shows it to me online. I said, that's my car. I called the dealership.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, do you have the Dodge Challenger 2019 available? You know, he says, yes, we do. I said, good. I said, put the plates on it. I'm coming to pick it up on Saturday, right? I told the dude. I told the dude straight. I said, I'm coming on Saturday to get the car. I said, it's my car.
Yeah.
I told him it was my car, right? The guy's like, oh, yeah, sure. So we get there. Rocky comes with me. And the guy doesn't think we're going to get the car.
Wow.
Because I don't have enough money. Here's how Will is crazy. I don't got enough money for the down payment, right? I think I had like $3,000 or something, right? I had like $3 or $4,000, and he wanted $6,000.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
He's like, listen, if you want the car, you got $6,000. I said, listen, bro, I got $3,000. This is all I got.
Yeah.
Right? So he goes in, he does the whole thing, we do the credit thing, whatever, and he comes back, he's like, I've never seen this before. I said, what happened? He said, not only do you have the car, but they're accepting the $3,000 down payment.
Nice.
And the payment was below what I wanted it to be.
Wow. That's crazy.
And he's like, you got $1,000 for insurance. And I was like, yeah, I do. Yeah. And I went into my reserve. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I got the car.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's what's important about will. Right?
Yeah.
If something is yours and you claim it and you will it, it will be yours.
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
Because when you pray, you say, thy will be
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Thy will be done, right? But what people think is that that's God saying his will be done. No,
Yes,
it is your will.
Yeah.
Thy will, my will be done.
Oh yeah.
I
like the way you put that
You know what I'm saying?
because that's not what I say.
I'm a strong believer.
I'm different. I go with God's will be done.
Nah, I don't even-
No, it's, well, you understand something. You and God are one and the same.
that's correct.
Yeah.
right?
God lives within you.
God lives within you, and
The
you say
will,
that. Christians
God's
say
will
that.
is through your spirit, right?
Christians say that. Christians say God is in you, God is in everything. Well, God and you are one and the same, right?
Yes.
So when you say thy will be done, it is your will.
Yeah.
But it is God's will also because you're one and the same.
Yeah.
There's no differentiation between that.
Okay.
The problem is the disconnect in religion is that in religion we disconnect ourselves
Right.
from God,
Right.
thinking that we are not part
Right.
of God
Right.
or God's
Like it's two
ourselves.
separate entities.
Like
Right.
it's two separate entities.
Right. And
It's, not two separate entities.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? You can worship the devil, you're still part of God.
That's correct.
Because God is the entity that created you, that gave you breath, life, and spirit.
Yeah.
Right? It's like when a child turns against his
preach it.
I know. Where do we go? Right? It's like
Preach it.
It's like
Okay.
when a child turns against his father. Right? You are me. You are a part of me because I made you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can never be against me.
For sure, yeah.
You could feel because that's you worshiping the devil.
Whoa.
Right? When you're against me as my child,
Whoa.
right? That's you turning your back on God.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's you turning your back on
get in
your
there.
father.
Get in there.
Yeah.
On your
Get
father,
in there.
right? But the deal is this: you can never escape your father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't talk to your father, right, you still have your father's characteristics.
Right.
You still have your father's state of mind and being, right? And there's things that you will be like, there's things, right, that you will see, right? And I know this to be true as a testament to to some of the children that I have.
Really into this. Just
Right?
hallelujah.
Some of the children that I have that I hadn't ever met or ever seen, and when I saw them, I could see myself in them.
Wow.
And they want around me. They got my DNA. They got my thought process. They got how I move. The whole thing. So you could never escape
Your dad. Yeah.
your being,
Yeah.
or your mother for that
Yeah,
matter,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
So if you bring that to a biblical standpoint in terms of God, you can never turn your back on God.
For sure, yeah.
You can go, I don't believe in God. That's okay because God believes in you because God knows.
Will be done.
You understand what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
Trouble.
You know what I'm saying? So you can do what you want.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, you worshiping the devil, but God created the devil. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
That all
so
sounds
what the
bad,
fuck are we talking about?
Holy Ghost.
So, like,
You know what I'm saying?
I have an interesting.
What are we talking about?
Exactly.
You worship the devil and God created the devil. Huh? That's like worshiping the oily rag. What are you talking about?
All right. So.
Even the devil got to give it up.
All right, run it back. For
Yeah, God, I'm sorry.
Nah, you just need a little.
I mean,
A powerful tangent right there. But, I mean, it's also.
Denise said, Pastor. She said, Pastor collection plate.
Donations in the chat right there. Yeah.
That's
Cash
deep.
App. Cash App the pastor.
Cash app.
Pastor Rock Logic.
I ain't want to go all
It
left.
just got all hot in here. I think God today he came in here. Woo!
He came into the studio.
Yes, he did. Look
There
at you
was something-
sweating. Are you sweating?
Somebody needed the word.
I was about to say that. Someone-
Today.
Somebody needed the word
We
today.
went from Cardi B to man getting in the button grease.
Now I'm bringing it back to God.
I'm like,
God today.
what's
crazy.
going on here?
We're talking about the
I'm
will,
just sitting
baby.
here quiet. I'm
All
like,
right,
what?
read some of these comments.
Elisa said, all we missing is the church piano.
Right.
Yo, we got that.
And
don't
the
we,
preaching
bro?
sound effects. Doom, 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 doom,
You
doom,
need
doom,
a
boom, boom,
piano
boom.
key.
I need my man Carl Brown in here
You need a piano
to
key.
hook it up. You know what I'm saying? But sorry, y'all. Because What were you saying, Baba T?
Oh no,
Oh,
no!
shucks.
I was just gonna before we went on that way, I was gonna say exactly what you were saying before about how you kind of I guess manifested it in a sense.
Sorry, guys.
I've had times when I've been performing in my garage, right, and literally I don't say this very often, but gotten emotional because I can literally picture myself performing on these massive Coachella and big scale festivals. You know what I mean? When I make my music, I don't just sit there and be like, oh yeah, I just made a song. When I make my music, I genuinely believe that I will be playing big stages at one point in my life,
love
right?
it.
And last year, what you were saying where things move out of your life, last year, around this time last year, and it's crazy, being here has really it's been a spiritual journey for me as well, because it's something personal. Because last year I said to myself around this time that I want my life to be different, because I just kind of gone through a breakup and I still wasn't 100%, and I just wanted my life to be better, right? And so I used to sit there every night before I went to bed and just say, I hope that my life is different next year. I hope that my life is different. And I believe that I manifested it to where it is, because I would have, if you had told me last January that I would be in New York City performing shows, doing interviews, I would not have believed you. I'd be I had
Wearing that members only jacket.
I know, right? I had 3 songs out at the time, or 2 songs about to be 3. I hadn't even released my 3rd. And so if you had told me, oh yeah, you'll be in New York this time next year, I wouldn't have believed you. You know what I mean?
Well,
and so
give yourself some big ups right now. Damn it.
yeah, well, it's crazy. And so being here, I just kind of look at the city, or I look at Times Square, and I'm like, wow, this last year self would have been proud. You know what I mean? And I always think back. That's something that I do as well. Is I've turned in to what my teenage self wanted to be,
Right.
and
Nice.
always admired.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
That's
I
great.
admired all these rappers growing up, and I always wanted to be like them. And now I'm forming into the very thing that I admired. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I look
Nice.
back and I'm 15-year-old me would be think I'm a rock star. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So yeah, it's
I
nuts.
love that. I love that.
And that's what's important, because, right, they call it a vision board or whatever you want to call it. But you already see yourself.
I've already seen it.
You've already seen it.
everything. That
So
I
you're
have.
already there,
For sure, yeah.
right?
Because
Because you've seen it.
I always say I want an island, I want a yacht, and I want a jet. Those are the 3 things that I want. And I say that because I've pictured myself having them. You know
I
what
love
I mean?
it.
I don't just say that.
those oil prices are kind of high, so you better.
Exactly.
You're gonna need the money.
I know, right? Exactly. And it's not, I don't just say it because I want them. I've literally seen myself in a private jet. I've seen myself on my own island. You know what I
Right,
mean? I've
right,
seen
right.
myself on a yacht in the middle of the ocean. You know what I mean? I genuinely believe that I will attain these things, whether it be through music or through business or whatever. But I'm gonna have these things in my life. You know what
I
I mean?
love it.
But always remember, one key factor is will it. You will it.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
will it to you.
For sure.
And it'll happen, because you
Yeah.
can will anything to you. You know what I'm saying? I was saying today in a conversation when I was talking to Robin, I was like, a lot of people end up in bad relationships because when they pray for the person that they want, that's what they say. Oh, I want this type of person.
Yeah.
Right? Well, so then here's what happens. You end up going through a series of bad relationships because the person that you want
It's always going away.
is always going away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I remember saying, I was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta will your shit. So, I mean, in your situation, I like the fact that you're seeing yourself doing it already.
Yeah.
Because that means it's already happening somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You just gotta fill the shoes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I like that. So I believe that that's gonna happen. I'm willing myself to be on your yacht and your plane.
We are praying for you. We are praying for you. Praying. We are praying for
I'm
you.
willing that because
Yeah, woo.
you know what I'm saying? I just want to ride. That's all I want to do. You know what I'm
Look,
saying?
I think COVID done turned him
Yeah,
into
we gonna have
a servant.
Yo,
He's a
gonna have to-
servant out here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take a trip out there and do a show from there.
Oh man,
where?
exactly. From in
Sydney.
Australia.
Oh yeah.
Sydney,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Elisa says the Holy Spirit took over rock. Yes,
Yes,
it did,
he
Mama.
did.
Yes, it
Ain't
did.
nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with
Did.
that.
Yes,
That's
it
right.
did.
Somebody needed that.
Amen.
Woo.
Them visions will come into fruition. Talk the talk says that, and that's true. Because if you can't see it,
You can't have it.
then you can't be it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to see it. So the fact that you're seeing it, I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the proof is that these Maria Davis, big step, little step.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And
a little
that
step to another step.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a little bigger.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And
Well, that's what happens.
and that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? But most people don't realize or don't even understand the concept of actually taking the first step.
Right.
Yeah. So people,
The first step was getting here.
Exactly. People get so caught up on like, you know, whether they want to start a business or like,
Right.
you know, become an artist or whatever the hell it is, right? They get caught up on, oh, but like I don't have the money to do this, or I can't do this or whatever. And they don't take that first step. Like the first step doesn't even have to be purchasing. Say if you want to do a podcast, you don't even have to purchase like a mic or anything, right? The first step is just planning, like what you want to talk about
Yeah.
or topics, you know what I mean?
I
And-
always tell my kids that can't is not a word.
no, for sure. You can do
It's
anything
not a
you want.
word. It's not a real word. Can't is not a word. No, it is not.
And impossible is a misconception.
Yeah, because
Right?
the impossible is possible.
Right. Because impossible, when you actually look at the spelling, is I'm possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
like that. I like that. I
I'm
like that.
possible.
I like that.
That's what impossible is. It's I'm possible.
I think just people
You
put
can do anything.
limitations on themselves because out of laziness or out of fear,
Fear.
or whatever, you know what
It's
I mean?
fear.
Like, yeah, it's fear. Like, oh,
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's do
All
it.
right, let's talk about
Let's do
fear.
it.
Here you go. All right, cool. So now we're talking about podcasting. I had no idea how to podcast. I didn't know. I didn't know jack shit about it. I went to a podcast, saw it, didn't know anything about it, right? And then I was like, you know, and then I did other podcasts and shit like that. And big shout out to Jolie and IAS and Break Bread Studios where I went. And I was like, you know what? I think I can do it. I didn't know how I was going to do it. Robin was a big factor. She's like, well, you need to look up this program or that program because I was ready to spend money to buy stuff. She's like, no, you might not have to do that if you do this. And then we basically YouTube this shit to death. Till we was able to
YouTube
figure
University,
out,
yeah.
right?
YouTube
Till we was able to
University.
figure out, okay, this is how we can do the podcast, right? And it's how I've done everything in my life. I don't know the word I can't.
Right.
I know I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can say, listen, Rock, you know, can you do X, Y, Z? I'll be like, yeah, I can do it. I said, you know, I'll figure some shit out.
I've seen that.
And then I'll sit there and
No,
then
I'm like,
I'll figure it out.
I'll be like, no, my shit is fuck that. No, we gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like I don't see a brick wall.
No.
I see a whole city. Like that's it. We gonna build it from the ground up. I'm not letting anything get in my way. You down or no?
Yeah.
Right. You running
Right.
Yeah.
or you not?
And
Right.
people, like, that's what I don't understand, right? Is that, like, I'm very big into crypto and NFTs and stuff like that, right? And I get that it's not the easiest concept to grasp, right?
Right.
But at the same time, whatever concept you're trying to learn, everything is on YouTube for
Yeah.
free. You know what I mean? Everything. Anything you want to learn.
Right, knows that.
As you know. And so, like, anything you want to learn is on YouTube. You just got to be willing to
And
put
embrace
time
the
and effort.
future.
Exactly.
Embrace the future.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't get anywhere by just sitting around, you know what I
Right.
mean? So I always say my big thing I try and say on Instagram a lot is that I don't have motivation to make music all the time, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I just want to chill out. Sometimes
Right.
I don't make music for a little while. But what I have noticed from the year and a bit or like 2 years pretty much I've been making music is that motivation comes from doing.
Yeah.
Right? The second you put in that effort, you get motivated, right?
Right.
And I watched a YouTube video about motivation once, and they said there was a study. I don't know the exact details, so I won't get into it. But it essentially said there were like 100 or 30 or 100, one of the two, right? People who were going for a run, right? And they split it in half, right? And essentially, what happened was the people who put on their shoes and got dressed to go for a run committed to the run.
Right.
The people who would say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go for a run at this time," didn't go for a
Right.
run because motivation comes from
Yeah.
doing, right? So if you put on your shoes and it takes you what, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes to
Right.
put your shoes on, you're like, "Oh well, I've already got my shoes on. Even if I don't want to run for an hour, I'll run for 15 minutes, right?"
Right.
But then that 15 minutes, it goes by quick, and you're like, "Oh, I'll just do the whole hour." You know what I mean?
Right.
And so motivation comes from doing. And so the days that I don't want to make music, I either force myself, but it also like I don't want to go through writer's block. So if I'm
Right.
really not feeling it, then I just give it up for the day,
Right.
right? But if I'm not feeling it, I'll be like, okay, what can I do? I'll listen to some beats. I hear a beat I like, and then I just
And then
snap,
something
what I mean?
happens.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just how it is. You know what I mean?
love
You
it.
got to make that first step. because it won't come to you. It won't, you can't just sit there and be like, oh, I'm motivated to make a song.
Right.
Like sometimes that will happen, but it's like a 1% chance. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. I mean,
You need to find your muse.
For sure.
you got to have your muse, right? I sat down the other day, you know what I mean? And I was thinking, I was like, okay, I have this studio in my crib. I have all this shit in my house, right? And I ain't been making no music. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing engineering work,
Yeah.
you know, for people and doing stuff for other people, but I hadn't been making my own music. And I said, you know what? Let me sit down at this box that I got here that I done spent $1,700 on, that I ain't turned on in 3 months, 4 months, and I'm gonna make a fucking beat. I said, I don't care what I make. I said, I'm gonna find something and I'm gonna make a beat. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. I sat there and then all of a sudden I got a sound and I started feeling something. I was like, oh, this is dope. And then I just started, you know, pounding something out. You know what I mean? And you're right. You know, had I not sat down and done that, I wouldn't have, you know, made anything.
Exactly. Just
You know,
small steps lead to big steps.
Small steps is everything.
And you are living proof of that, sir.
Yes,
Exactly.
definitely. No doubt.
And I mean, and that's the message I try and preach through my music. Like, not through my music. Like, the lyrics are obviously like very typical, like rap kind of party lyrics, whatever.
Right.
But the message I try and preach through myself is that if I can do it, anyone can. You know what I mean? And if you make those small steps, they lead to bigger ones and then bigger ones. Like, it's crazy.
Very inspirational talk. Right.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. And, you know, some of you guys that are out there that might want to do something, you know, and you've been thinking about doing it, and contemplating and procrastinating or whatever. Only thing I can tell you is just do it.
Right.
Just do
You
it.
know what I'm saying? I think the biggest obstacle that people run into when they want to do something is they think about the money, right? If it's something that involves money. And I got to tell you, that can't be your obstacle. It can't. It just has
And
to
it
be.
can't be your motivator.
And nor can it be your motivator.
Right.
But a lot of people will stop their dream because they be like, I don't have the money to do that. No, don't think that. Move the dream forward and the money will come because you're moving the dream forward. I think we get it twisted up and we think that we need the money to propel the dream.
Right.
No, you need the motivation and the dream and your action to
And you need
propel
people.
and people. But that all comes once you take the first step. People will come into your life.
Right.
People will come into your sphere, into your circumference that will help you facilitate the dream.
Right. Sure.
But when you say I need the money first, that's bullshit.
Right.
You don't need the money first. You don't. When we did the podcast, I didn't have no money.
Yeah.
Right? The money came.
Right.
Right? Through other people, other actions, and then me getting some money from someplace and things happening, and then it came together.
Right.
Right? It's the same thing with the studio. When I built the studio, I didn't look at the studio in my house as I have to build a whole studio. I sat there one day online, Rocky's in the house, and I said, okay, you know what? I just got some money together, and I'm going to buy something that's going to inspire me to continue to build the studio. And the first thing I brought was the speakers.
Oh.
And the speakers just sat there for months. They just sat there. But I got the speakers.
Exactly.
Right? And then I was like, you know what? I want to have some fun. So then I brought the box that I can make some beats. I brought the Machine Plus.
Yep.
And then that came. And then I started just kind of hammering around until finally, step by step, piece by piece, dollar by dollar, I was able to complete the project and build the whole studio. But that's how people have to see things. You guys got to see these things like that. If you want to get a house,
Incremental steps. Very incremental.
yes. If you want to get a house, then you have to make the move to go get the house. You know what? If you ain't got no money right now, you need to go get in the car, go see a realtor, and be like, I want to get a house. I'm serious. And let them take you around to some houses. I know you ain't got no money, but after you talk to the realtor, he might give you another state of mind.
Right.
He might-
Or deal.
Or or perspective.
Right.
Or the house might inspire you to go, hey, maybe I can get some money from here.
I actually
Right.
have something.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead.
No, well, like, so Mum's been going on about this property called One Manhattan. I don't know if you know about One Manhattan
I know
Square.
One Manhattan.
Yeah. So, very big apartment complex. It's very rich, you know.
Where is
like,
this at?
Lower, it's near where Gary lives.
By the way, Talking That Talk said, I'm guilty of the money thought. Exactly.
I mean, everyone is. Everyone.
Exactly.
Everyone, like, yeah.
Because it's a terrible thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never let money stop me from doing anything. I never did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because of that, I've always been able to, number one, obtain money, number one. And two, I was able to do some very incredible things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because money was never like, the money to do it. Bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, what I was going to say was we went to this property and we had a look at some apartments. Some were $3 million, some were $5 million. And just standing there, right? Like I've seen photos, but just being there in the moment and looking at the views inspired me in a different way because I was like, well, I want to attain this now. You know what I mean? So I guess it's like a flaw, but it's also like my kind of thing is that when I want something, I get it. Like I chase after it.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I go to like the furthest extent that I possibly can to get it. And if I can't get it, then so what, you know what I mean? But at least I tried.
Right.
But for this property, it opened my eyes and I was like, well, I want it. You know what I mean? I stood there, I was like, I want it. You know, I believe that one day I will have this, you know what I mean? And so it's crazy how just looking at a view or looking at houses, like you said, can definitely change your opinion.
Angles.
Yeah.
That's true.
Life's
That's
perspective, sorry.
Right, exactly. And Farrell, that's my boy Farrell, he's in the house. He said money is the byproduct of action, not the facilitator.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Which is the truth. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that has money or has obtained money or whatever, or if you don't have money and you understand it, then you understand that concept.
Well, me and Gary were talking about this earlier, and Jeff as well. But like, money doesn't solve a lot of problems. You know what I mean?
No,
Like, it can solve your financial problems for sure, but your financial problems aren't nearly as big as your emotional
That's
problems.
true.
You know what I mean? Like loneliness,
true.
happiness.
Yeah.
Like those
People
are
commit
things that.
suicide all the time
Exactly.
that have everything.
Exactly.
Rich people do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like rich people kill themselves because they're not happy or they're
Right.
lonely. And it does, like with the Cardi B situation that you were talking about earlier, the more money you get, it kind of, maybe not unhappier you get, but there's definitely a piece of you that you lose because you'll never be able to get it back.
More
you know
money,
what I
more
mean?
problems.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
More money, more problems.
And
you
people don't understand that unless they've either been around money themselves
Right.
or had someone in their life who
Right.
had money who can
Well, I
tell
mean,
them
it's
that,
all
you know what I
relative,
mean?
right?
Yeah.
So the lack of money has a certain amount of problems around it,
Yes.
and the most money has a certain amount of problems around that too.
Very different problems.
Right.
Yeah.
Very different set of problems.
Yes.
As I've been in both spaces, right? You know what I'm saying, in my lifetime, you know, up and down, because that's how life goes. You know what I'm saying? I've always maintained my frame. I've always been exactly the same person. If I have money, I'm the same guy.
Yeah.
Versus if I don't have money, I'm the same guy. It doesn't change for me because money doesn't make my character, right? And that might be because of the fact that, you know, I came from a family that was well-to-do and had money. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the blessing in that is I wasn't aware that we had money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just thought everybody lived the way we live.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then other people made me aware that, you know, like,
Different.
like you're rich.
Right.
You're different. You know what I'm saying? But I really didn't know that because I didn't have a point of reference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I lived on Morrison Avenue, everybody basically was middle class.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And then when we moved, all I thought was we moved to a house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was all I thought. But I never thought that we had money. So when I ventured out into my own and grew into my own, I always had the same character. I never became arrogant.
Yeah.
I never was like, oh, I got money, so fuck that. It was never that for me. It was just like, all right, I got money.
That's because your father made you work.
And also, my father didn't give me shit.
Yeah.
He made you work.
Right?
Absolutely.
My father made me clean windows and buff floors and earn every dollar that I got.
Right.
So I understood the value of making money
And humility.
and humility. You know what I'm saying?
important.
And all those things, and Rocky's right, is what built my character. So at the end of the day, I understood that when I went out into the world and I made money, it didn't make a difference in my character.
Yeah.
It didn't make me arrogant. It didn't make me think that I knew everything. It didn't make me think that people were beneath me. It didn't make me think any of those things. You know what I'm saying? It just meant, okay, I got money. I can feed my family. I can do things. And I can do things for my friends and with my friends.
Sure.
That's all it meant to me.
There's a quote. I have it because I always look at it.
But the things you do with your
Yay!
friends, you
There
didn't
goes
need
a
money.
light. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the stream. Like the stream.
John Bonner. What's up, John? That's my man. He's got an entertainment
Like the
company.
stream. Like it.
What happened?
He said, you didn't need money to do the shit that we did. You just
Nah. We needed money. You know, we was buying guns and shit. That came from that came from hard-earned buffing floors.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Listen. I didn't say I did good things with the money.
Yeah, says the guy that drove the stolen car who didn't know.
And listen,
Hey. Statute of limitations.
Farrell said Charlie made us work. And
Yeah.
Farrell's absolutely right. My father made me and my friends work.
Yeah, we worked.
Farrell had a job. Sammy had a job. Ray had a job. Iceman had a
all
job.
worked.
Anybody around me, my father gave us a job.
Yeah.
And we worked. And we worked like men.
I think that's because he wanted to know who the hell you were hanging out with, though.
Oh, you want to keep tabs on your friends.
I mean, and maybe so, but I think that
It
also
worked.
it was a character builder for everybody.
Yes, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
It was for me. It was for
we
me.
spawned careers, right? What's good, Playboy? Just checking in. My man JB, man. My man JB is the one that put out my movie. He has Grindworks Entertainment.
Yeah, all right.
And when I did Diary of a Hype Man, he actually put it out. You know what I'm saying?
Get some
big out to
claps.
him.
There you go. Get some claps.
JB, what's up, Jay?
The
You know what I'm
quote
saying?
I
But my
was-
father already worked, but go ahead.
Oh no, the quote I was gonna say was, "I like when money makes a difference, but don't make you different."
Hey, I love that shit.
That's great. I love that.
Right. Money makes a difference, but it don't make you different.
There you go.
Right.
I love
Some
that.
of you
I
gotta be
love that.
different. And I know some niggas, when they get some money, these motherfuckers get arrogant
Don't know how to
and
act.
stupid, and they think that they know everything, and they have these fucking bloated opinions where you're just sitting there and going, you know, like you don't even want to argue with them.
Yeah.
You're just like, you know what?
not worth it.
It's
Your
stupid.
opinion is based in nothing.
Right.
Stupidity.
It's arrogance. It's
Right.
empty.
Right.
It's bloated.
Right. Because without the
nothing.
money, what would you
Because without
be
the money,
doing?
what would your opinion be?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? My opinion is always my opinion, broke or rich.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Broker, same motherfucker. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I don't change.
Right.
So I just remember that being. Deneen said, you got a movie out? Yes. Yes, Deneen.
It's on Groovy Track.
It is on Groovy Track.
Go on Groovy Track.
Gotta go
It's-
to
The
it's
Groovy
called-
movie is on Groovy Track.
It's called The Diary of a Hype Man.
Everyone go to Groovy Track. You
Yeah.
can see Diary of a Hype Man
Yeah, if you
on
go to-
the Groovy Track channel.
Yeah.
You gotta subscribe first.
Yes, subscribe to the
Subscribe,
channel,
like it.
and you can see The Diary of a Hype Man, which is a documentary.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a documentary
When is your
about my
second
life.
movie coming out?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I
Because your
want to do.
life's not over.
No, and I'm trying to think about what I wanna, how I wanna frame it. But I think the deal is this: I should stop thinking about it,
That's right.
and then we just start just filming the shit.
That's it.
Come
And then we figure out because that's how we did the first
You were
movie.
talking that talk earlier.
Right, because that's how we did the first movie. The first movie came out of me telling stories in my
I
living
mean,
room.
come on. You done did a whole sermon
Right.
on that.
I was in my living room, and a guy, he was a film producer.
Yep.
And I was just telling stories about my life. And he's like, yo, you have the most fascinating fucking life. He's like, yo, let's do a documentary. And then and over the course of 2 years, he filmed me in different places. And I told this story. A lot of stuff we didn't even use because some of the shit was just so outrageous and incriminating. But for the most part, it came out really well. And it was called The Diary of a Hype Man. And it spanned from the time I was 10 years old, going through gang culture and doing all those things, moving into the music industry, making hit records, ending up with MOP and Tricky from Europe and Wu-Tang, and then ending up with me doing EMS. That's kind of the span of the movie.
Right.
yeah.
So now we got to go from the EMS
To, you know,
the
what's happening now.
CPR
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the podcast.
Farrell says, Charlie inspired my entrepreneurial spirit. I decided I was going to be a boss at 13. And he's right. Yeah, do me a favor, JB, can you post the link in the chat for me so that people can go to the link and you guys can click the link and you can see the movie. So JB's going to put the movie in the chat.
Yes.
And you guys can click the link and watch it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a very good movie, and it's inspiring. And I remember we entered it into a film festival.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I was scared. I was scared. Right?
Which one?
I don't know. It was some shit downtown.
Oh, okay.
We did some screening, right? And we got in the theater, and it was in this little festival. and everybody came to see it. Right, a lot of my friends came, and I remember I was riding a train, and I was nervous, like it was my first record. I was like, oh shit, they're gonna hate it. Oh, the idea, because you think about the ideas and what you thought,
Right.
and there was a lot of reading involved in the movie. Like I did it because I wanted people to actually pay attention and read certain aspects.
Right.
And I remember I slid it. The movie had started, and I slid into the theater, and I just sat there like this, right? And I'm just looking around. Right, Iceman actually came because Iceman's in the movie, and I'm looking, and one of the scenes happened, and everybody started laughing, and I was like, "Oh shit!
Wow.
I think I got him." Yeah. And then when the sad parts came, people were crying like,
Oh my God.
like, and I said, "Oh shit, we got a fucking movie." You know what I'm saying? I love
Like,
that. You know what I'm saying?
we
They
love the
were
likes. Like the
Carl
page.
Shaw
Like
liked
the
it.
page.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Awesome, a movie, yes. And John is going to put it in the chat room. Please put it in the chat room in the
Yes,
chat so you click the
please.
link.
Nice.
And
Put that Diary of a Hype Man in the chat.
and the whole thing just played out. And when the lights came on and the movie was over, everyone just started clapping.
Oh,
They
that's
just started
so
clapping.
sweet.
And then I stood up, and then they realized I was there, and then they started clapping and cheering, and I was like, "Wow, this was so fucking crazy!" And then I stood up in front of the audience, and then explained, what the
Oh,
movie
you did
was
a
about.
Q&A.
Yeah,
Okay,
nice.
and
All right,
the
love
journey.
likes.
Oh,
Keep
look,
liking
more
it.
likes.
Keep
We
liking
like
it.
that.
I love
Like the
that.
page.
Yes.
Love that. Keep
Come to
coming.
Yes,
Groovy Track.
indeed.
Like
Keep
the
coming.
YouTube
Yeah,
stream.
you, subscribe to the page, by the way.
Groovy Track.
Subscribe to Groovy Track.
Frozen.
Because we need that. Thank you. And
Likes
that is
coming
another
in.
like. We love that.
Coming in.
You know what I'm saying?
Frozen.
And it's great. It's a. Oh, did we lock up? Oh, we
think
locked
we
up for a
locked
second.
up.
Hold on 1 second. Oh my God, we fucking said so much shit.
Oh, you said something.
Freeze.
Copyright infringement.
Let that freeze. Oh,
We
let me
missed
see.
a like
Let me see
too.
if I can change. Let me see if I can change.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Ah,
There we go. All right,
that was a
let's
good
see.
still though. I was like,
was-
ooh,
it
I
was
was just
very
like this.
still.
I was like,
So yeah, I mean that's what happened, and we
That's
did the
inspiring.
movie. And once again, it was made just to inspire you. It was made out of a conversation that happened in my living room. That's all that
Nice.
happened.
Okay.
And the dude grabbed his camera, and wherever I had a story, I would bring people to the spot that the story happened.
Oh wow.
That's how I did it.
Wow.
And I would say, here's where such and such happened to me or whatever. And it was like going on sort of like this tour of my life. And it was incredible. You know what I'm saying? I want a big shout out to my man DJ Lakelaw. He was the one that actually shot it and edited it and put up with a lot of my bullshit.
wow.
We were creating it.
That's
You
amazing.
know what I'm saying?
man.
But yeah, that's
And that's gonna be you.
I mean,
And that's gonna be you, bro.
That's gonna be
bro.
you.
I
That's
hope
right.
so. You know, I
That's
hope
right.
that my story is something
Claim
that
it.
will be told for sure.
Just claim it. It's yours.
Yeah,
Claim
I
it.
mean, yeah. One of my kind of more recent business ventures that I'm starting to explore. I've been saying it since I was about 15 or 17, right? But I want to own a nightclub back at home, and not only at home, but I want to like be international, right? So
Right.
that's kind of like a separate thing from my music. But obviously, like me being me, it's gonna be like a combined thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, my nightclub idea is something that I'm working towards, and I want that to be a part of my legacy as well. So
I love that.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
yeah, because that's something that I've been thinking about a lot recently is like legacy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you can have all this money and you can have everything, but no one's gonna remember you. You know what I mean? Like, and I
Like
want.
Coco.
Oh, I'm missing
Yeah, we
something.
saw that shit. We started crying. We was looking at Coco.
Wait, I was the only one crying.
You right, because I had to be a man about it.
You had the whole masculine frame.
I was like this. I looked at you like, oh.
I did.
She went, you know,
Y'all looked at me like, oh my
Yo.
God, is she crying on
Yeah.
that?
No, you was balling.
I was.
She was balling.
I needed
I was like,
tissue.
wow.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I was
and there
laughing
goes the
my
link.
ass
The
off.
link is in the chat room right now. Link to Rock's documentary film, and there it is. The link is in the chat room.
Nice.
If you guys want to see it,
Yes,
you
go
can
see it. Like
Enjoy.
like the
You know what I'm
stream,
saying?
like the
stream,
movie.
like the
Subscribe to Groovy Track.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel Groovy Track, and you guys will do that. Baba T,
Yes.
I gotta tell you, I'm gonna miss you, bro.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna miss you guys for
You'll
sure.
be
yeah.
back.
Oh,
you
yeah.
will be back.
It's like a month and almost 2 months, and I'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back in 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
Legacy is key.
Then y'all two got to hook up.
And there you go.
Right? Y'all two got to hook up. That's important.
Renee Mickens says, yes, legacy is so important. John Bonner says, legacy is monumental.
It is.
Because it is.
That's something that a lot of these newer artists don't understand.
Yeah.
Is that like your legacy, like Lil Pump, for example. I used to be a Lil Pump fan, and I still kind of am. Like I listen to his music, but his legacy is, you know, he's already seen as like a meme. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And like an embarrassment to hip hop. You know what I mean?
God.
I don't want to be like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's the other side of famous
Yes,
that you don't want to.
exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to
Yeah,
have.
exactly.
I mean, the trick to it all is you do your best you can to make your mark on the planet,
Yes.
right? And we're all here for a period of time, right? And time is the time. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the trick to building legacy is building monuments, right, that stay,
Yes.
right? When you build a building, that's your monument. That's your testament.
They'll last you.
I mean, that is the legacy, right? When we make records are technically our legacy, right? A record is a moment in time
Yeah.
that's frozen,
Yeah.
right? You will never be the same Baba T you were last year.
Right.
And you're not
Or
going to
5
make the
years
same
from
type
now.
of music
That's
for
right.
5 years
That's
from
right.
now.
Yeah.
When I made Shake What Your Mama Gave You, I was 27 years old.
Yeah,
That is a
different
moment,
mindset.
and it's frozen in time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Every time I hear it, I'm listening to 27-year-old me.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to 55-year-old me because
Exactly.
55-year-old me would never make that record.
Yeah.
Thinking about Big Bang Hank.
No, I doubt that. I doubt that.
No, it
that.
just
I doubt
wouldn't.
that.
Because my mindset is different.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what records are. Records are a frozen moment in time. But the idea is you make the most of your time while you're here on the planet. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about legacy, you think about Michael Jackson, you think about Prince. Another 10 years, and already there's a generation that never heard of them. That doesn't even know they existed.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Crazy.
There's a generation that doesn't realize that the greatest entertainers of our lifetime didn't even exist,
Right.
Exactly.
right? And that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
The point is you make your mark on the planet and you be the biggest thing you could be on this planet so that people will remember you for the longest amount of time.
Yes.
They will forget you,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Eventually. Yeah.
And only reason because of that is because everybody that would know you would
Died.
also die. That's all that happens.
After probably like 2 or 3 generations, it's probably going to be a bit like, you know.
Like no one's gonna remember Jay-Z.
Yeah,
He's gonna be
exactly,
like
yeah.
Mozart.
Exactly.
Right.
He's like, oh, that guy, he was doing some Jigga Man shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of how it goes, but it is the truth of an artist.
I mean, and
But to be here is the point.
for
Yeah.
sure. And we're capturing the moment real quick. Like,
We're capturing the
obviously wasn't about, like, I wasn't around when Beatles were a thing, right?
Right.
Right.
But like, I don't listen to their music, but when I hear their music, for me, it literally transports me back to their time,
Wow.
and it's weird. Like, it's like this thing where like I can kind of, and especially just with like that kind of rock and roll music
Right.
from back in the day, like I can picture what it would have been like sitting in like a diner, and that's like the hottest track out.
Right.
People are like getting up dancing. Same with like roller rinks. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
this music is timeless. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And with a lot of hip hop music nowadays, and probably my stuff that's out now, like I don't know if it's that timeless, but eventually I want to be making music that is timeless. You know what I mean? So,
I love that.
Yeah.
You know what it was with those times and when people made records? When you made a record, that was your connection to your fan,
Yes.
right? And your fan became invested in that record, right? There were no videos. All you had was this album cover, and there's Paul, John, and George, and Ringo.
Ringo. Yeah.
Right? And you're like, oh my God, I love this. And then for you to see them live is when you went to the concert.
Right.
Right?
That's the only time.
And that's the only, there was no Twitter, they're not on YouTube, there was no exposure.
Yeah.
So you became invested in them
Right.
and in their records
Right.
and their album. So, which is what we don't have now, right?
Right.
I don't know A Boogie.
Yeah.
And I'm not invested in him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
dope.
And then
No.
He's dope.
And I'm not saying he's not dope.
No,
but
no,
next
yeah.
year, where are you at with it?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Where are we at with Soulja Boy? Right? Soulja Boy was hot. 2010s.
Nah, he's getting money. Soulja
Right.
Boy's getting money.
No, hold on 1 second. I'm not saying he's not getting money.
Okay.
But the investment that your audience has
Right.
in you, in that longevity,
Yeah.
is where you don't have anymore. You grew up with Stevie Wonder. You grew up with Motown.
Yeah.
You listened to them.
Yeah.
You invested in them. And the record company invested
In them.
I swear.
presenting them
Yes.
I remember.
as an artist.
Right. And
How to talk, how to walk, how to
yeah,
dress.
Yeah.
We don't do that no more.
And you know what? I miss actually when they would announce that the album was coming out on that day.
Yeah.
And you couldn't wait. Boy, you was
Right.
gonna go to the record store and you were gonna stand on that line.
They on the line, like you was there for
You was
that
gonna
album.
stand
Yep.
on that line and you was gonna hold on to that record and you were gonna inch your way up to the cashier and you couldn't wait to get
Get
it
that
on.
record.
You couldn't wait to
You
get
know
it
what I'm
on or pop it in the tape in your Walkman.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
I missed that.
like
The
it, keep like
anticipation of it. Who's liking?
Anthony.
Shout out Anthony. That's my homie from back.
Yes.
Do you guys know the highest selling album of the millennium? No, I don't. And Leanne, I'd like to know. I'd like to know the highest.
Yeah, of the
album.
millennium.
Also,
No.
you are presented with so many options
Between
every day.
2000
new
and
music
now?
presented. Yeah, he's right. And the problem is this: if you want something, you just download the shit.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no investment.
Nope.
There's no getting on the bus
I bet you it's
and
Taylor
going to the
Swift.
record store.
Yeah.
I
Right?
bet you.
That's kind of the
I
deal.
bet you it's Taylor Swift. I
Right,
bet you
there you
Taylor
go.
Swift got the most album sales of the millennium.
Probably. I wonder who that is. Anthony, big ups to my boy Baba T.
Hey!
We proud of you, man. All
Brian Baba T.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
right, Leanne says guess. Gary, who do you got? Biggest selling album of the millennium. Yeah, 2000 on.
Yeah. It's
2000.
got to be Taylor Swift. It's got to be.
Some pop style.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Taylor on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Taylor
with Taylor.
Swift.
I'm gonna go with Taylor
She's
Swift.
Yeah, reckon Michael?
Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Not 2000,
Nah, not from.
No, he was still selling, bro.
Oh, he's still selling.
but
though.
not like that though.
No, after he
he's
died.
selling, yeah.
After he died,
his
he
shit
was,
went to the
yeah, he
roof.
was,
After he died,
Michael, yeah.
Any other guesses? She says. Are there any other guesses in the chat room? Who's the biggest selling
I'm
artist?
trying to think of like
album.
a pop star or like a country star.
No, maybe it's Kanye West.
Nah,
Can't be.
No, it's not Kanye West.
maybe Drake.
Nah.
Well, what's the name?
Maybe
The one
Drake.
we're
It could be
talking about
Drake.
today. What's her
It could be
name?
Drake.
Cardi B.
Cardi B.
Nah,
Ah, it's Cardi B.
I think it's like a Taylor Swift or
Listen,
something.
if
Yeah,
she
let's-
made, if
let's
she
see
made,
the answer.
if
Let's-
she made gold,
Wait. We got Adele.
Oh,
yeah,
maybe.
Farrell says Adele. Adele is a maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say
Adele might be the
Adele's a
biggest.
pretty
Yeah, she's kind of. That's
Yeah,
a pretty
she's up
good
there.
guess.
Yeah.
That's it. JB says I predict Baba T as the answer to the question next year.
There you go.
I like that.
Look at you, people rooting for you, baby.
People root for you like that. I like that. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I don't know. The biggest selling album.
I'm gonna say Adele.
Well,
He
is
said
it- is it
so I'm
somebody-
gonna
I
Wait,
said
wait,
Taylor
wait, wait.
Swift.
Can
She
somebody
said-
put it up?
Oh wait, Leanne said not this one. What do you mean? Not this millennium, or are you talking about the last millennium?
Well,
In the 1900s? Are we talking like 1980?
Get some Mozart right there.
Right. I mean, because if you're gonna do that, then
Beethoven.
then that's a toss up between the Beatles,
Michael
Elvis,
Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Is the millennium 100 years?
Right? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Diane says hi, everyone. Come on, Gary, Google
up,
that
Grandma?
shit.
So if millennium is 100 years, then it would be Michael Jackson.
It
well,
would have to be Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too. Yeah.
Not. She said not this millennium.
not this one. Well,
Oh,
from,
so like.
But what-
the
it's just
nine-
100
No, she, all
years.
right, now she's talking about before the 2000s.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to clear that shit up. I'm going to tell you straight up, it's either the Beatles or Michael Jackson.
I think the Beatles. I'm gonna go the Beatles.
I think it's Michael
I
Jackson.
think it's Mike.
I think it's Michael.
I think it's Michael.
Huh?
I don't know about
Who?
that.
Who? Janet Jackson?
Definitely not.
Nah.
Oh, you're a fan.
No,
You're
no,
a
no, no.
No, it's not
fan.
Janet.
Michael. I think
No,
it's
it's
Michael.
not
Nah,
Janet.
I think it's
I
Michael.
think it's got to be Michael.
It's
I
gotta
think
be
Michael. That Thriller album was
Yeah.
just it was just too much.
Michael brought out the.
Is that a clue?
Hotel
Oh, the
California. The Eagles.
Really?
Nah, I don't think so.
Come on, Gary, answer that.
The Eagles, you might be right.
Well, get on your phone.
What the fuck you talking about?
Get on your
No.
phone. Look it up.
The
You know,
Eagles?
He could be right.
You could be right. So listen, there's
Oh wait, I got it's Michael and then the Eagles.
I'm a Google.
Yeah, so it is
Okay.
Michael. Okay.
So it's Michael.
Well, hold on.
no, because
I guess Hotel California is a worldwide hit.
It is.
actually
Even I
watched
know
him
that
get
song.
inducted
No, I know
into the
the
Hall
hook, the
of Fame.
chorus, whatever.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, anytime I would go to Thailand, You know, they always had bands that
said
played in
that.
bars.
Yeah.
They always play Hotel California.
Bruce Springsteen.
Always. Bruce. Nah. Bruce Springsteen? Nah.
No,
He's up there.
I mean,
I mean, he's up there. Don't get me. He is up there.
he's
Though.
up there.
Leanne. So you saying the Eagles is the highest selling album? Hey, I like the Eagles. I mean, I like the Eagles too.
I do
But did you
too.
guys
I
look
watched
it
him
up?
get inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
But
Yeah,
you guys look it up.
The Eagles is the biggest selling album in Hotel California. Is the biggest selling album. In the
I
millennium?
don't believe it. Michael Jackson had it on lock for like,
Michael Jackson he went diamond.
yeah.
Are you
I don't-
googling this?
I'm going for, listen, man.
He don't. He's
All
like
right,
Gary
Robert,
is
come on,
Google.
please Google it.
Gary is Gary Facts. You forgot?
Oh wow.
The Eagles
That's
passed
right.
Michael as the top selling album
in the US.
in the U.S. So it is the
Who's
Eagles.
really out here listening to the Eagles back
It is
then?
the
Like
Eagles.
towards the end of
No,
the
you'd
end
be
of-
surprised.
Really?
You'd be surprised.
Big shout to the Eagles.
Big shout out to the Eagles.
I finally got a Google, huh?
Grateful Dead.
Right.
When they still can do stadium concerts
Yep.
around the world.
With wheelchairs and everything.
Seriously.
Yeah, nah, it said Michelle has it for the top selling albums in the world. And it is the Eagles.
Wow.
I missed that one.
There you go.
Nice. Okay.
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't
Look, hey, we had a little trivia on the
Yeah,
show.
I love it.
Oh my God.
We're all over the
segment,
place
you
today.
guys in
We're gonna
into
play
it, yeah.
what
Start doing
Cards Against
trivias.
Humanity one of these
Yeah,
days.
one day we're gonna do that. So Barbara T, listen, I'm gonna cut out.
Yeah.
The whole reason why I did the show today was because you were leaving, and I didn't
appreciate
want to, you leave and not come back.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's coming.
No, I'm
back.
saying,
I'll come back.
and not come back while he was here this time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, I wanted to be able, we brought you in, and I wanted to close out with you. You know what I'm saying? When are you leaving, by the way?
Wednesday.
Leaving Wednesday.
I think we're supposed to be getting together soon. Right?
Yeah, so on Tuesday, I'll kind of do this on air, but on Tuesday we want to do like a little thank you dinner to like everyone. So yeah, on Tuesday night, if you guys are free, I'd like you guys to come through and
Absolutely.
we'll do something.
Absolutely.
We haven't thought of a restaurant or a place yet, but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Everything is on the table.
There you go.
All right? And listen, man, I will see you. The other reason why I came to do the show is because I needed some time to defrost the meat in the house so I can make tacos. I was like, man, I can't wait for this to defrost. But listen, we will see you on Tuesday.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm gonna punch out. I want to thank all you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
Thank
yes.
you to everyone back
Oh my
home
God.
that's tuned in too.
You know
I
what I'm
appreciate
saying?
you guys.
Yes.
By the way, Adele, it's Adele so far for the millennium.
For this millennium.
Okay.
Adele?
said,
Really?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
she's had.
Well,
Come on,
you know
rolling
what?
in the deep.
Yeah,
rolling in the deep. Rolling in the deep.
I don't think she.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
That's
Stop.
not how it goes.
Stop.
It was-
Just
You
stop.
gotta do hello. Yeah, there's like the.
I was waiting for that. I thought it was gonna. I thought it was gonna do it. I was like, yeah, bro. Yeah.
Something went wrong.
I don't know. It's still good. Something terribly wrong. Go to the home page.
Well, anyway, if
Well,
you're
hold
still
on.
here,
Before-
like the stream, likes are free. They're free.
And before we let go, let's talk about the radio.
Definitely. Don't forget, we have Bulwark Global Media Radio.
Can people see that?
I don't know. Can y'all see that on the screen? Do y'all see
Something
anything
went
on the
wrong. Let me see.
screen?
Can
Let
you
me
see
on the
that?
screen.
Something
I
went wrong.
got some wild shit on the screen.
I don't know. Keep talking though. I can see me.
Farrell, aka Google.
Yep.
Oh,
you
so
can
y'all see that too.
Yep.
Yeah, I do see it.
So guys, what? Something
See
went
me,
horribly
though.
wrong. Time for me to go.
Boom.
Yes.
I'll see y'all.
Next week.
We'll be back next week,
Something
7
went wrong
o'clock.
for you, but not for me.
Right. I'll see you next week at 7 o'clock.